I think it was the stream key.
I'm gonna just go ahead and blame YouTube. Because I've never had the change a restream key one time. You can always use the same key.
Well, I might have had a different key in there for whatever reason.
Were you on Twitch?
I stream on Twitch using a PS4.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna go refresh it and see if that worked. I don't see that. I don't see anything of me being live. Hold on. Let me just make sure.
I don't see you live either.
Yeah, I don't see any of that shit. Let me be sure.
Oh boy.
You were 6 minutes early too.
Well, yeah, I was. I would have been 6 minutes early, but I got everything set.
Man, that's crazy if that PS4 come out looking like that. That'd be crazy.
People were saying it looks like a toilet seat. I guess.
It looked crazy.
They say I can live stream. I'm verified partner. I'm in good standing. Everything's available.
Oh.
There's no.
You're live.
Oh,
I see you live, dude.
I'm live?
Yeah, I see you live.
Okay. Okay, just making sure, bro. Okay, just making sure, cause we good?
Yeah.
What do you see? You see? I'm live?
We see the Legion.
Oh, the Legion and then all the talking heads. We're live. Okay, good. Okay, we good on this shit. God damn, bro. Yeah, it was the stream key. The stream key was different. I don't know what the fuck happened. The shit changed.
Good work, JayTech.
And I didn't change it. We got a lot of shit to talk about.
Oh, okay, I see you.
It's good.
Okay, y'all ready?
Let's
Let's do this. Let's make sure that everything is set as far as the stupid ass fucking tags and shit. Well, the tags are gonna be automatic. I think I did something to make me go live. I don't know what the fuck that is, but let's get started. What's the did we fuck? I didn't even give you guys the fucking topics. That's Adam's fault. We blame Adam on that one.
Works for me.
Let's go to the first topic I have written down. Sony buys Insomniac.
It's over, man. That's all I gotta say. It's over, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's pretty much over with that. Yeah, like you said, that is huge news. And it, like Sam was just saying before we actually went live, they didn't try to make a big announcement. It was posted in a tweet. It wasn't actually on schedule. They got that information by ear. That's what I heard. That it was posted on Twitter first and Jeff Keighley found out and he added it in there. That's how quiet it was kept because they didn't want anything to leak out. So one thing I want to say, I found the pattern. At the end of last generation, some shit happened with Bungie and Microsoft. They ended up getting a new studio. They didn't partner up with PlayStation like they brought them, but they did. They're very, very cozy. Okay? Now we have this new pattern this gen where everybody's getting these new studios, but you do need money to move into a new piece of real estate. And we know Sony has bank. They can buy you a new studio, like a new car. And that's your wedding gift. That's your engagement ring. Do you believe that some of these other studios that are getting new buildings are on the chopping block as far as being acquired by Sony? And I'm going to say Ready at Dawn.
But they didn't announce Ready at Dawn.
No, but Ready at Dawn moved into a new building. A big-ass building. It's a 3-building facility. And they just moved into it.
Yeah, but Sony. So you think? So you saying Jay?
I think that Sony might buy Ready at Dawn.
They should.
Because Insomniac moved into a new studio as well. And also Sony brought new real estate for the developers that do MLB The Show, Guerrilla Games. A lot of people been moving in to these new buildings that Sony is either owns or cozy with. And I was wondering, do you think that they could have brought them? Because look, Insomniac did move into a new building. You know, they moved into a new building. So, yeah.
You said Ready at Dawn has 3 buildings?
Yeah, it's a 3-building facility. I saw it.
Damn.
A 3 building? You sure? That's a lot. That goddamn staff. I remember back in 2013 when they was reporting Sony was selling buildings. Now they buying buildings.
Well, they were selling buildings due to the consolidation of the like when they was taking L's for like computers and all that other shit. So they was selling buildings.
Oh, so they're trimming the fat. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trimming the fat. Yeah.
So it's like I don't know, man. I mean, Ready at Dawn they've done some good Sony projects. Some people will debate me on whether Order 1886 is good or not, but the fact of the matter, they haven't done anything else after Order 1886 that I know of.
Nah, the Order 1886.
Oh, they did a couple of games. They did some VR games too. I think they did a VR game.
Oh, okay. Insomniac did the same thing. After, like, during and after Spider-Man, they did post some VR, but they have 2 different studios. They have a main studio that does, like, Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank and shit, and then they have this other studio that does, like, the VR stuff for Insomniac, which is good for Sony because now Sony should have access to all those PC exclusive VR titles. They should be able to be on a PSVR. So that was a big acquisition for Sony. A lot of people just say, oh, well, you lock down Insomniac, Spider-Man's always going to be exclusive. Think about it this way. They also have that other studio that does VR titles, and Sony has a PSVR, which you know they're going to...
Yeah, but I think Ready at Dawn, and what you call it, they may acquire, from what I was reading, Ready at Dawn and Remedy.
Yeah, I'm hearing Remedy, I'm hearing Remedy, and I'm also hearing, I don't know, Remedy and the one I just talked about, Ready at Dawn. Now, other people are saying Kojima and From Software. I think From Software shouldn't be on the list. They've done too many third-party titles, and they're still in contract. Huh?
Because they're owned by a Japanese conglomerate.
Yeah. So I don't think From Software is on the table anymore. I think many years ago they were on the table, and Sony probably should have brought them. But yeah, not anymore.
I hope they come out with Order 1886, 1887, man. I'm so thirsty for that game. That game got.
I ain't never played that game.
I love that game.
That game got. It's
well,
right
that's
there.
still the best looking game on the PS4 to me, bro.
Yeah,
that's still the best looking game.
Only thing it's missing is that Uncharted element. If it had that Uncharted like feel, man, it's a wrap.
What that game about?
Huh?
What
the Order?
Yeah, what is it about?
You never played the Order?
You should, Eddie. When you get like $9, go buy that game. I don't want to ruin it, but it's an old English game. Yeah, it's a third-person shooter. It's based in like old English, England, and you're basically hunting down lichens, which are werewolves. So it's a good game. It's very cheap. I can get the price for you, but it's very, very, very cheap.
I buy for anybody on the panel that wants it, man. I'll give it to them as a gift. Who wants the game, yo?
I already got it. I platinumed that game years ago.
I already got it too.
Yeah, that was a day one for me.
Send me the information. I'll send it to them brand new, man.
The Order.
Yeah, that's a good game, man. You know what?
It's very underrated. It's very underrated.
Yeah, very underrated.
Yeah, Eddie, it's $19, but most of the time you can find this on sale for much cheaper than that. But it's worth it. It has an amazing photo mode. The graphics it still hold a candle to games that are being released right now. It is a fucking gorgeous game, man. Very brutal too. You can shoot people's heads off and see the holes inside their head and their eyeballs, and it's a very, very deep ass game.
Only thing they need to add is that Uncharted kind of feel, man, like that shoot 'em up, like.
Yeah, they needed to do that and maybe extend the story a little bit more. You know, it gave me a Gears of War feeling. It gave me a.
That's what multiplayer on now.
Yeah, I don't know. I say one thing, and anybody that wants to ever say add multiplayer on to anything Sony does, I agree. Multiplayer should be tagged on to anything if it fits. Now, one thing I gotta say is, sadly, we don't have that luxury. Sony's focus is on getting AAA quality games out the door and making sure that they're award-winning ready. Now, I think they're in a very comfortable spot where they should definitely start going back to multiplayer. That's why I'm happy that they got Insomniac, because they can bring back one of their major multiplayer franchises, which is Resistance. You know, they definitely need to rebrand it, maybe remake it, redo it, or I don't know what you need to do, but push that shit back out. I hated the fact that Part 3 wasn't loved by the gamers of the PS3. People just didn't support it. I brought it day one. I brought Part 2 day one. I don't know what it was about 3, but people didn't support it. The online died within weeks. It was horrible, man. And it was a good game. I played the whole game on co-op. It had 2-player co-op story campaign. It was amazing. You know, I just didn't really know why people didn't like the game. I don't know.
No, I didn't play the multiplayer. I just played the campaign on all 3 of them. I bought all 3 of them too. So I just played the.
Yeah, the multiplayer is very, very good, especially on 2. 2 had the best multiplayer. Had co-op, mission multiplayer, and it also had competitive multiplayer. Big maps and a lot of players on the field. Very, very good game. Sony got a lot of multiplayer games they need to bring back. SOCOM, Warhawk, Starhawk. You know, of course, you already know Last of Us Part 2 is going to have multiplayer. It's already been confirmed. You know.
But that's what I'm saying. Last of Us and Uncharted got the best multiplayer. I don't know why we need multiplayer.
We do need multiplayer, but I don't think they're going to focus on it right now at the end of this gen. I think it will be a good focus for going into the PS5, though. You know, but I think that instead of contracting with developers, I really can't fucking stand, like, the people that's doing that Predator game. The Predator game looks like shit. I will not be buying it. It's the people that did Friday the 13th. I did not like Friday the 13th, and I'm not going to like Predator. So I will not be buying that game. It looks like shit. Sorry. Sorry. No, it's true. It looks like fucking ass. You know.
People say,
hey, let me ask y'all a question right quick, man, about that got that studio, man. Y'all know they've been pursuing that studio for years now.
Insomniac, yeah, and Insomniac wanted to be brought by years, but then they got pissed off. They got pissed off at Sony because Sony went out and brought Sucker Punch last gen. So that's why they did that contract with Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, they wanted to be the one to be brought up last gen. They didn't Sony brought Media Molecule, Sucker Punch, and I think 1 or 2 other developers last gen, but they didn't buy Insomniac. Insomniac, from what I remember, from what I heard, they didn't really like that. They wanted to be brought up at that point in time.
Yeah, but you know, they've been after them for years. What do y'all think happened with changed Insomniac?
Spider-Man and having the freedom. Being able to make their own version of Spider-Man, not sticking 100% to the comics, not sticking 100% to movies, but having your own creative freedom. I think that's what they like.
And Insomniac did it better. They did it better. Did you see that uniform he had on? I mean, the suit? Yo, that shit is crazy, baby.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. They did it better than the movies.
Because you remember when they first showed that Spider-Man, because when they first showed it at E3, I think it was 2016 E3, I did not believe that game was going to be exclusive to the PS4. I was like, there's no way in hell that game was going to be exclusive. Once I found out that game was going to be exclusive, man, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, it's over. Over. At first, remember, everybody didn't like that suit. Everybody didn't like that suit at first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a big fan of the suit, and I'm still not. It's not one of the suits I swing around in. I actually swing around in any other suit besides that. There's like 7 other suits that I also don't touch. But the fact of the matter is, they gave us more suits than any other Spider-Man game ever created. This game has more suits than even the people that be modding Spider-Man games on a PC. This has the most suits ever. You have so many suits at the tip of your fingers, man. It is amazing how many suits they gave us.
Yeah, cause I wonder what suits they gonna bring up in part 2.
Now I think. Well, hold on. Before part 2, the celebration of the Game of the Year edition of Spider-Man, which I'm hearing is about to come out this year. I think we're gonna get at least 2 or 3 additional suits.
They might make to.
Now, I know they're doing 2. I know they're going to do part 2, but we don't know if they've started. But I know that there's a Game of the Year edition of the Spider-Man game that we currently already have. They're going to include all of the chapters of the DLC, and I think there's going to be new suits. Now, for the people that already own Spider-Man, of course they're not going to fuck us over. They're going to release it with a free download, which they've done for all the other free suits. But I do believe we're going to get at least 2 or 3 more suits by the time that the Game of the Year edition comes out. As a celebration, not as, the game is turning a year older, but also for the fact that Insomniac is with Sony. You know, once again, I talked about this celebration with Big Money. I've talked about it with everybody else here on the panel. We're going to get that celebration, but the celebration is going to have to wait until PS4 outsells the PlayStation 1. That means it has to outsell 104. So once it's at 104 million consoles sold to consumers, they will be celebrating that as the second fastest and the second highest selling gaming console of all time. That's a big achievement. That's something big to celebrate. So if you were wondering why they're quiet, that's why they're quiet. Because once they get to that milestone, man, they're going to fucking brag. Man, they're going to celebrate. It's going to be something really to behold, you know.
But to everybody on the panel, I mean, it was obvious that Insomniac was going to go to Sony, man. Because if they didn't went to Microsoft...
Oh, hell no. And that's another thing. I think Microsoft kind of pushed them towards Sony. Like, you contracted to Microsoft to make one of the most different type of games you've ever made. You had real freedom. Let's be honest. They did have complete freedom to make Sunset Overdrive. It was a wacky, crazy game in a very good way. But the fact of the matter is, the Xbox fans did not care. They didn't care. They didn't support it. It was used as console war fodder to brag to us that we couldn't get that game. The whole time, they ain't gonna buy it. This is something I talk to Big Money about all the time with the PC community. Y'all can brag about you getting Yakuza all that you want, but even the Sega people know you're not gonna buy it. That's why PlayStation 4 is getting the Yakuza collection first. That shit ain't dropping on PC same day because they don't trust you. You don't buy your games. And this goes for anybody, whether you're PC, Nintendo Switch, or if you're on Xbox. If you don't buy your games, and if that company doesn't own that developer or doesn't own that studio, you should worry. What was that fucking game that was on the Switch? It was like a 2D game, and it ended up going to PC. Like an old school 2D RPG. No, not recently. I think it came out last year. It ended up going to the PC. But long story short, they fucking lost that game. We already know about Ori. They got the Xbox lost that to the Switch. You know, Super Lucky's Tale, Cuphead. If you don't buy your games, you know, and they're not owned by that studio, you should worry about those games going to another platform.
I agree. But I think that's why to everybody on the panel, going back to Ready at Dawn, I was kind of I know the order it reached 2 million for what I seen. I'm looking at the VGC chart. It hovered around that number, so it probably hit 2 million. So Sony probably looked at it and said, "Damn, this game failed." Sony probably looked at it and said, "This game failed."
I don't think so, man. I mean, I think they look at a game like Drive Club, even though I disagree. They look at a game like Drive Club as a failure because they closed the studio down.
Drive Club sold like 3 million. How did that fail? Drive Club outsold Forza.
Yeah, but
That didn't fail.
But in the beginning, it sold less than Order. You see what I'm saying? It was a very slow beginning. The first year was very slow. The reason why Drive Club even got to 1 million was because of the Europe. If it wasn't for Europe, Drive Club wouldn't have hit 1 million in those first couple weeks it was out.
Because they fucked up the online. It wasn't because they didn't make money. They made plenty of money.
Yeah, they made money. It was just like, also the reviewers didn't help in America. Like the reviewers shitting on that game didn't help. That like Jay Love is saying, the game was beautiful day one, before the weather effects, before the maps, before they fixed the online. It was a great game. I had a lot of fun on it. You know, it had so much content. By the time that the developer got shut down, it was crazy. I know me and Sam still go back there every now and then, just wishing that Sony did not close that developer down. So we could have got a MotorStorm or a bigger expansion to Drive Club, where maybe it's open.
That's the thing. It wasn't the game. I think it was the studio. The studio fucked up. The studio fucked up the online, like Sam said. It fucked up. It posted. They delayed that game, like 3 or 4 times? I think that's why that Sony let them go. And I think that's the same reason. Because remember, it was rumors going around about Sony picking up Ready at Dawn at the time that the order came out. But see, it got bad publicity. I think that's the same thing that happened to the people that made Drive Club. When that game came out, when the order came out, did nobody talk about how good the game was? Did nobody talk about how good the game looked? Everybody was talking about the length of the game, and that came from the Xbox side.
Yeah, and that's what I say, man. Everybody knows this. Bad publicity can hurt a game. It can hurt anybody. It can hurt a real person. It can hurt a movie. If you get bad publicity, sometimes there's nothing we can do as fans, as gamers. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, but look at Sony Ben. Look at Days Gone.
Yeah, but you gotta look at that game after it already hit 1 million install base. PS4 gamers, 90 million. PS4 gamers around the world, or 90 million PS4 sold around the world. That game was gonna make bank anyway. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Drive Club and Order didn't make bank. Both of them sold very well. Both of those games sold very well. Days Gone sold very well. But sometimes selling very well ain't enough to keep the studio open. Or it's not enough for Sony to buy you. Now, the full force of Sony was behind Days Gone. There was no way we were going to ignore that game. There was no way we were not going to buy that game. They did a great job on advertisement campaign. As you can clearly see, they continuously put content. They have free motorcycle skins for Concrete Genie that just got a free update just this week. God of War has a brand new motorcycle skin on Days Gone for free. Just got updated this week. You know, they are keeping that game alive. Whoever wanted to kill that game at IGN or GameSpot, you guys failed. You failed really, really bad. Because people are still playing that game, people are still buying that game, and people are still enjoying that game. They completely always, every fucking week there's an update about a different game mode or something. That game is amazing. That's how you support something.
You hear that? You got an echo there. Well, everybody got an echo now.
What happened?
Somebody's echoing.
You hear that echo?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, man. I think
J Love, it might be you.
Hold on. Let me check.
I think that the problem with the Order 1886, man, it was just the length of the game. Because it was like when I played it, everybody was saying between 5 and 8 hours, and I think the problem with that game was a multiplayer thing. If you're gonna do a game like that and spend that much money on a game, and it's only like between 5 to 8 hours, you need air or something. And I think that's where people got upset with that game. And plus, that was a launch game, just like Drive Club. Drive Club's supposed to have been a launch game.
Yeah,
and I think that's what messed both of them things up.
Yeah, but let me put it this way, man. If it was up to me, if I worked there and if I had the power, I would have never allowed Sony to fucking disband or close down or can, however you want to phrase it. I would have never allowed them to do what they did with Evolution. The reason why is because they had another game that everybody really did like. That was MotorStorm. Think about how amazing MotorStorm could have been on a PS4. I did not like them closing that down. And I think that's the dumbest fucking thing Sony ever did. Yeah, I'm going on fucking record saying it. I hated that. That was the worst decision they ever made. They had made another great game. That was MotorStorm. Why do you close them down? It was kind of like when they closed down fucking Wipeout, but they know they wanted to do a Wipeout collection. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing about that, majority of the staff, they did keep. You know, they placed them other places, and I did hear that a good amount of people that did Drive Club, they went on to help, Gran Turismo Sport. But still, it's nothing like Drive Club. The feel. Yeah, sometimes you want an arcadey type of racing game. You don't always want a simulator. I mean, it's so sad, man. And then the servers are being taken offline. It's just really, it's a real sad fucking thing, bro. If I could reverse time, I would do whatever I could do to stop that shit from happening, because I did not want that to happen.
You know what I think that was, Jay? You know what I think that was? I think that was kind of like, let's say you a boss at a job, at any job, right? And you got a real good employee, right? They've been doing good for years. Then one year, they fuck up that whole year. Because from the beginning until that game came out, man, they kept fucking up. And I think Shuei Yoshida was like, nah, we can't keep doing this. Like, you have a good, you know they're a good worker, but they hit a bad patch. When that game came out, man, because they delayed that game so many times. They made so many promises on that game. And I think Sony hate that. Sony hate making promises to their fans, and then it's not them that let them down, it's the studio. And I think that's what happened. They was like, man, we got to let y'all go because I gave you so many chances to put this game out right. And I think that's what happened. I think because the game was all right. The game was a great looking game. The weather effects and everything was great on that game. I just think they hit a bad patch because they do have a good history. It's just that they hit a bad patch. And Sony had to let them go because they kept making promises. You can't, I think in that type of business, they give you so many chances. Like they understand that you can make mistakes and stuff. But if you tell me, hey boss, this gonna be ready next month. Okay, then you go to the people and be like, hey, we got this coming, we got this coming, we got this coming. And then when it's time for that to come out, they're like, damn boss, I'm sorry, man, we gotta wait 2 more months. Well, okay, I understand. We got to wait 2 more months. I understand that. I'm going to tell the fans that. They did that 3 or 4 times, and I think Sony was like, no, we can't do this no more, man. Y'all keep making these promises, and then we made the promises, and it's fucking up our business. And they had to let them go. Sometimes you do have to let good employees go, man. I think that's what happened.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, and I think as far as everybody else, I know one mess up, and it was the beginning, the launch of the game. But as far as other than that...
But Jay, that's not Sony's MO. Sony don't just... If you fuck up a game, Sony's not going to just...
That's what I'm saying. But, like I said, that's the only one I know this gen, is the launch of the game. I think that the rest of the game did perfectly well. There were more people that got on it. I think the gamers did their job. They were live streaming. They were putting out pictures, shit like that. The game was gorgeous. But I think they also count.
That game remind me, the way that game remind me of is the way Master Chief Collection. Remember how the Master Chief Collection, they kept those people over at Microsoft. Because I would have let those people go. I would have let those people go because, man, you can.
Yeah, but there was one other time that I think Sony could have had that 2-strike deal, and that was MotorStorm Apocalypse. It wasn't a bad game, right? It was a great game. It had photo mode. It had great weather, but there was something that happened. It was like a typhoon that hit China or something, and a lot of people put out bad press on the game because there's a part where there's like a hurricane and you gotta like outrun the hurricane during the race. Yeah, and it was a lot of bad press, and a lot of people tried to boycott the game by not buying. And remember, this is a PS3 generation, so it hurt Sony. So I mean, it's sad that it happened. I wish it didn't happen. you know, but it's just sad because Motorstorm was such a great game, and to see what it could do with the PS4's technology, that's something I want to see. And I don't know if we ever gonna see it again, man, because even if we do get the 100% full backwards compatibility that some gamers want, it don't matter. Because most of these PS3 games offline their online server have been shut down already. So do I care about backwards compatibility for fucking old ass games? If they're online based, fuck no. Because we can't play together. You get what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that Sony don't listen to some of these gamers that ain't real PlayStation gamers. They're coming from an online community such as Xbox where they want these old games, but you're going to be playing by yourself because the fucking online servers have been shut down. So many of them. Like, prime example, I want PlayStation All-Stars backwards compatibility, right? But it won't matter. The servers were shut down last year. You know? So,
I'll ask you something. How you feel if they open it?
They're not gonna do that. They're not doing that. I would love it. I would think that's a great idea, but they're not gonna do that. You know how many online servers? You gotta remember. There's different type of gamers, Eddie. There's different type of gamers. So I like PlayStation All Stars. That's the one game I want to come back at all costs, even if we get to play the old one, right? Somebody else gonna want Call of Duty on a PS3, right? You get what I'm saying? So you're going to have to ask different developers to bring the online servers back, get copyright shit back, get licensing back for whatever advertisements in it. You know, it's very complicated. It's very time wasting. It's spend a lot of money when most of these developers really just want to focus on what new experience they're bringing to us next gen. So I don't want to jeopardize new games for old games. Single player experiences, I'm all for. You know, we can always play those, but you know, it's sad, man. A lot of the great multiplayer games that were on a PS3, we won't be able to play them anymore because the servers have already been shut down. You know, because you gotta remember the servers last gen were free for us, so I mean they were wasting a lot of money anyway, keeping that shit open. They weren't getting any revenue from us from PlayStation Plus. They had free online last gen. That's another major reason why Sony really was wasting a lot of money. People weren't buying PS3s as fast as PS4s. Also, the PS3 was more expensive, and you had to pay for that cell processor that was in every PS3. So, I mean, they did waste a lot of fucking money last gen.
Yeah, and Blu-ray.
Hey,
yeah, but not as much because they helped create Blu-ray, so they were alright with that. But I think cell processor and free online kind of cost them.
I really was not trying to jump onto another subject, but going back to the Insomniac thing, I think it was kind of funny that when they came out with that Insomniac thing, when they let everybody know they got Insomniac, the very next day or the day after, that they took back Spider-Man from Disney.
No. Let me explain. Let me explain, and then I'm going to let Sam explain, and hopefully Adam can wake his ass up so he can really explain. They ain't take nothing back from Marvel. That was a contract Marvel made with Sony. Sony has owned the rights to movies dealing with Spider-Man since 1998. That's 20 fucking years. Over 20 years. Okay? Disney ain't owned shit when it comes to making Spider-Man movies, so he would have been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the beginning. So ain't Sony fault. What happened was Disney wanted more money because they saw Spider-Man making more money. His latest movie finally broke $1 billion. All the other Spider-Man movies haven't broke that, right? Let's be honest. The best Spider-Man movie I think they ever fucking did was Into the Spider-Verse. But a lot of people didn't see it either because it was cartoon or it was black. We crossed that road a little bit later. But long story short, it should have made a lot of fucking money anyway. This one made a lot of money because it was very, very good. Also because it was a continuation and people got to see what happened and little bits and pieces from the Avengers and Iron Man and all that shit. So people definitely wanted to go there to continue the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well as see Spider-Man grow up. It was a great fucking movie. It was amazing. It really, really was good and it deserved the money that it made. Out of the money that it made, Disney was only promised 50% of the merchandise, which is almost all of it from what Adam has told me. They only were getting 5% of the movie revenues, right? So it's all right because Sony owns the rights, so they should be getting more of the revenue that comes in from the movie ticket sales, right? That makes sense, right? Because they own the rights to this character, not Disney. They're leasing it to Disney so they can use it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Disney's making all the money from the merchandise, and you know what that is: shirts, T-shirts, cups, all that shit, right? I think that's a fair deal. Disney is the one that wanted to get greedy and said, no, we don't want to make 5% from the tickets. We want to do 50%. Then I've heard other rumors saying it wasn't 50%, it was 35%. Then somebody said, oh, no, it wasn't 35%, it was 25%. The fact of the matter is Disney got greedy. Whatever it really is, Disney got greedy. They should have kept the same contract, and the character could have stayed in that universe. From what Adam told me,
don't you think it's a coincidence that it happened a day after they pick up Insomniac?
No, the hate is a coincidence. The hate is a coincidence. Nothing else about it is a coincidence. You want to know why? Because right after Gamescom was D23. So it's nothing's a coincidence. We had Gamescom this week, and Disney had their D23 this week, which is on the 23rd of this month, every year. So it's no coincidence, but the hate from the fanboys, that was a coincidence. That was a fucking coincidence. You got all these fanboys that hated us anyway, trying to make a big deal out of the drama between Sony and Disney. And once again, I blame Disney. We could talk about this for the whole podcast. I'd rather not. But the fact of the matter is Disney got real greedy. They wanted more money from Spider-Man, even though they don't own the rights. That's like me telling you guys, everybody on the panel, give me 50% of your fucking paycheck, even though I'm not helping you do work. Like, how does that fucking sound? That doesn't sound right.
Remember when I told you remember when I said about the E3 2016 and I kind of figured that Spider-Man was not going to be exclusive on the PS4. When they made that deal, man, didn't they make that deal off of that thing? Because I thought the deal was
there it is.
That Spider-Man, that they was gonna put the Spider-Man in the MCU if Marvel didn't mind only making a Spider-Man game. It takes Sony this long to make a Spider-Man game, and they always own the movie rights. But I don't think they own the game rights.
No. Sony never owned the game rights. They always own the movie rights.
That's what I'm saying. That was part of the deal. When they first made that deal.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? You want to know what's funny? The history of all of this is very important, but it doesn't even matter anymore. Because now we're looking at a situation where Sony still owns the movie rights, and they can do Spider-Man games for as long as they're fucking alive. And now they own the person that made the Spider-Man game.
I don't know if they can. See, that's the thing. I don't know that part. Maybe I could be wrong.
Now, I don't know the part of it either, so we can't really go into it. So we don't really know. But the fact of the matter is, I'm pretty sure they already had a second Spider-Man video game contracted as soon as the game.
Yeah, I know they had.
As soon as that game sold 10 million, they already had that part 2 contracted. So
I know they had that, but what I'm saying is when they first did that contract, remember when they first showed the Spider-Man, that's when we found out Spider-Man was going to be in the MCU. It was right or wrong.
I believe it's tied together, but like somebody told me, I think it was Adam or it might have been Sam and everybody else, nobody thinks Disney is going to be so petty to say that you can't use the character for video games anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because Disney, the movie production company, versus Disney as a whole that owns Marvel, I don't think they're going to be that petty. You got to remember, they were making a lot of money off of Spider-Man the video game. And the best Spider-Man video game of all time is the one that Sony had their fucking hands on. So you got to give them credit. Also, people that want to say that Sony's bad, Sony produced the only award-winning Marvel-related movie ever, and that's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So I know what people are saying about Disney owning Marvel, but you got to give credit to Sony. When their hands touched some shit for Spider-Man, it was on fire. The video game last year was on fire, and the fucking movie that came out last year was on fire.
The game didn't
It was the
hit
perfect storm, really.
It was the perfect storm. It proves right now that Sony ain't no shit person that just owns the rights. You know, they do good shit with Spider-Man.
Yo, man,
That's
the
why
game
I
is
really
already.
want to get in. I really want to. I'm sorry, Adam. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying the game is crossing 14 million. It ain't even a year yet. The game ain't reached a year yet. You know how much?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It got to 13 million before September. That's big. That is big.
This is crazy. Yes, it's crazy, man. The game is selling more than movies.
But see, that's why I think the deal came in that, man, because right when Spider-Man came out on console, when they announced it on console, that's when we all found out Spider-Man was coming to the to the MCU. That's why I thought it was part of the deal. I could be wrong, but I really thought that the reason Spider-Man was in the MCU because Sony did a deal with them saying, "Hey, okay, we'll let Spider-Man be in the MCU if y'all let us get the rights to the video game and we come out with our own video game for Spider-Man."
Okay, let's continue. Yeah, look, let me put it this way. I think I said that, and I think I was right, and I think anybody else that's saying that is right. But I don't know if that deal exists anymore, and we don't know. No one knows. We could talk about this for 5 more hours, but I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of will Disney allow Sony to keep making Spider-Man games, or will they not be so petty?
Somebody just ask them the question. Shouldn't they have to ask
They're gonna no. None of us. We don't have the status. None of us have the status, and none of the journalists have the status.
Just somebody in general high up.
Yeah, somebody high up needs to get to the bottom of this because this is the thing, man.
To clarify that. Yeah, to clarify.
Yeah, this is the thing. Spider-Man, as me and Sam had said last night in the party chat, is the most popular Marvel character of all time. This nigga was the guy that was carrying Marvel on his back. Not Iron Man, not Thor, not Hulk. The comic books, before they got turned into movies, was all about Spider-Man. Actually, one of the first best fucking comic book movies when it comes to Marvel was fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1 and 2 was on fucking fire. That was made by Sony. So I just don't understand the confusion of people that are Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man fans when Sony's been making Spider-Mans for 3 generations now. 3 generations of Spider-Man. You had the Tobey Maguire, you had the Andrew Garfield, and now you have the Tom Holland. Sony had their hands on all of that shit. You gotta give credit, man. A lot of people.
The only thing that can compare to Spider-Man in the MCU is the Avengers. If you take the Avengers,
look, people started to get tired of the Avengers after Age of Ultron because they knew who they was gonna have to introduce, and people kept talking about it online. Man, where's Spider-Man? Where's Spider-Man? I wish Spider-Man was there. That's why Disney went on their hands and knees and begged fucking Sony, can we please cut a deal to use them? Look, listen to this. They're getting 5%. They're getting 5% from Spider-Man. That sounds like Disney really needed Spider-Man more than Sony wanted him to be included. Think about it. They agreed to 5%? That's crazy, bro. We all know Spider-Man needed to be in the Avengers for the story to make sense.
Yeah, I know, but the Avengers, I think the thing that hurts the Avengers now is that the whole cast is gone. They have to recast that whole cast from the Avengers. And I think that's the very top actor there is Tom Holland. Phase 4, the whole Phase 4 of the MCU, Tom Holland is at the top, and Sony know that. And I think that's what Disney is scared of, because they got to recast everybody, because everybody from the Avengers is gone except for Black Widow, the girl that played Black Widow. Everybody's contract is over with, and I think that's what's scaring Disney. I think that's scaring the shit out of Disney.
Let me explain that a little bit more detail, Big Money. It's not their contract has ended, right? They got money to keep the contracts alive. Disney got money. Disney is money, right? It's not the contracts, they're stories. Disney wanted their stories to expire. Let's be honest. Spoiler alert. Iron Man is dead. Let me see. Steve Rogers, right? The one that plays Captain America, right? He didn't want to fucking do Avengers shit anymore. So he retired. He went back in the...
The dude that played Iron Man, he don't want to do Avengers anymore.
Yeah, but he died. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. They read it in the story that he died. He could have changed his mind as a human being. As an actor, he could have changed his mind, but they made the decision that he was going to die. They closed out that chapter. Now, okay, so Iron Man's dead. Captain America passed along his shield to Falcon, right? Thor, he is fat and he wants to retire. He's tired of fighting. He's going to pass his fucking hammer along to his girlfriend, right? So now we're looking at a Marvel universe where it doesn't have the people that you literally brought a movie ticket to see. I'm not blaming that on Sony. You blame that on Disney. That's why I don't understand why anybody's pissed off at fucking Sony for the direction that Marvel is going in. And I know Adam is breathing on the fucking mic right now so he can clear this shit up. But like what he said to me, listen, what he said to me is that 3-4 years from now, that's when they actually got plan to use Spider-Man in the movie. That's a long ass time. Even if you could sign this dude to a contract, you gotta have him on the shelf for 3-4 fucking years. So you're not gonna use Spider-Man in any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe shit for 3 to 4 years. And you know I'm right because they just announced Black Panther 2 for 2022. You know I'm right. So no, Disney is not handling Spider-Man right. Even if they had an existing contract, even if they wanted to make a new contract, they were not going to use him.
Even just to chime in there.
Goobity gook.
I don't really want to be in this conversation.
I don't either, so let's move on, guys. We're not getting anywhere with this. Adam sucks ass.
Adam say what he was gonna say. Go ahead, Adam.
Adam
No, I
sucks.
was gonna say, bro. Today, after obviously the Marco, obviously yesterday they came out and said that he ain't really coming back, and then today, which is the final day of the DC 23. Oh wait, no, sorry, this was yesterday. Sorry, my bad. Basically, Feige came out and said that Spider-Man was never meant to last forever in the MCU, and that Marvel Studios told the story they wanted to tell with the character, which I guarantee you is a fucking lie.
That is a lie.
That's a lie because you leave it on a cliffhanger, and also like
A big ass cliffhanger.
you Spider-Man, you wanted to invest him into the Tony Stark father, sort of figure. No bullshit. You want more than that.
Let's be honest though, Adam, and I want you to agree here on file. I know it's not gonna be hard for you to agree, but you agree this is not the story. That this is not the story of Spider-Man that the real fans of the comic book fell in love with. Spider-Man was independent.
Well, no.
And yeah, he did go to Tony Stark, and Tony Stark did make the Iron Spider suit, but that was a long time, bro. That Spider-Man was fighting years before Civil War happened.
Sugar daddy called Tony Stark. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Spider-Man was active in the comic book many, many years before Tony Stark gave him the Iron Spider suit. So, no, the Marvel Cinematic story for Spider-Man was kind of wimpy. This dude...
I hate Spider-Man. I like this Spider-Man because it gave...
No, Tom Holland is awesome. We talked about this. He's an awesome Peter Parker.
Again, let me just
I'm saying
chime in, man.
y'all don't like him in the MCU. Y'all glad that he gone from the MCU?
No, I'm not saying that, but I wanted him to be more independent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, they made him
You see, here's what we're trying to say, basically. When you look at previous Spider-Man films, right, he was his own person, right? He was dealing with, whether it was in college or high school, right? He had that
Oh, this cat food tastes good.
What Spider-Man is, right?
I love it.
In this rendition of Spider-Man, he's basically Tony's bitch until Infinity War and Endgame, where you gotta be sympathetic with him because he's lost a father figure. Alright, but he's also lost his own father that they don't want to talk about. Alright, fuck it, fine. So it's that sense of, alright, so you shed a tear more about Tony than you would about your own father and Uncle Ben. In this case, we did not see any of, because again, we don't want to see that story ever again. But yeah, for me, Spider-Man, Tom Holland is a combination of what Tobey Maguire was and what Andrew Garfield offered, right? That both those actors, they offered half a Spider-Man. Tom Holland offers both, which is great. And to keep him as Spider-Man will be the best possible thing Sony can do right now. Which obviously, from what I'm hearing, Tom wants to continue. He wants to continue with Spider-Man for as long as he possibly can. He doesn't want to do. I thought originally he wanted to just do the third film. That's it. But again, this whole fucking thing could come right back around, and for all we know, we could be getting an MCU fucking Spider-Man again. I don't see Disney going away. Well, not even fuck Disney. I'm gonna go Marvel. I don't see Marvel walking away from this because again, Marvel were the original guys that went to Sony to ask if they could use him for Civil War and bring him into the MCU. They agreed on the deal. They got the deal. But when it comes to Disney doing this, bargaining chip shit, they are the wrong motherfuckers to be doing it. Because again, even though Disney owned Marvel, Marvel are the fucking, they set out this path before they got owned by Disney. It was like a year or two before they got bought. And they had already shit in place what they wanted to do. And then Disney went ahead and they're like, fuck it, we want to buy you. And that's how it all goes. Eventually, this deal will come back around. I can tell you that much. But if anyone's talking about the games and the films, don't worry about that. Don't worry, you little fucking souls about that, because I don't think that's going to be.
No, see, the thing I was saying, Adam, I really found it real convenient that when we found out about Insomniac and about Sony buying Insomniac, the very next day we found out about Spider-Man leaving there. Yeah, that really got to me. I was like, wow, that was strange.
It is a bit strange, yeah. We acquire Insomniac, next day Spider-Man's out of the MCU, and it's like a domino effect in this sense.
Yeah, because remember, Adam, when they came to Insomniac, man, they didn't ask Insomniac to do a Spider-Man game. They asked Insomniac, which hero did you want to do? And they said Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if the deal was tied to Spider-Man. I think it was a coincidence.
Yeah, you're right on that. You're right on that, JayTech. You're right on that because they did ask him. They asked Insomniac, "Hey man, which hero did y'all want to do?"
Now,
and
let me add some big money. Marvel got a Batman character, and I would have loved Insomniac to take on that guy. His name is Moon Knight. He's getting a new show on the Disney Plus. He's similar to Batman.
I would love to see them do a Black Panther game, though. I would love to
see them do a Black Panther. I don't know if we're ever gonna get that. I would love it too, but it's like Disney's slow right now. They broke that contract with Activision. Their rights are all over the place. Like everybody's making Marvel games now, so I'm hoping.
Again, just to add on all top of this, you got to understand as well, Marvel have been on point with their films, right? They are untouchable by Disney for a margin of years, right? They are out on cloud 9 right now with directors, films coming out. Most of their films are roughly around 4 to 5 star, sometimes 6 to 3 here and there. And when it comes to listen, right, we've done so well in the box office and just the film industry in general. You know what? This gaming industry looks pretty interesting. I wonder if we could lend out certain names to certain studios that want to make these games and see how it all goes down. Spider-Man being the first thing. They go to Insomniac. Even though, let's all be honest, we all thought it was going to be Sucker Punch. We all fucking knew it. And then all of a sudden, Insomniac were like, yeah, we're making a Spider-Man game instead. It's like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
I knew. You know what? That was the weirdest fucking thing I think ever. Even after doing Sunset Overdrive, you would have thought the person that did superhero games.
You look at that game, you step back and you look at that game, you're like, I can understand it. I can clearly understand that.
Yeah, look, I gotta say, bro, they really showed their shit. They really showed their shit, man, because I didn't know they had it in them like that.
I'm gonna hit the nail on the nail on the head right here. When it comes to the games, the only thing where I told you this yesterday, Jay. Marvel can take that shit away from Sony, and they could make it a multi-plat game if they wanted to. But here's the problem: we own Insomniac now. And
there you go.
It's a double-edged sword.
There you go.
That, you have to find another dev. Also, on that case, they came to Insomniac because of the aspects of and Sony as well. Don't forget, because they knew that Sony have been doing very well, story-driven games and applying certain aspects to those games, and they can take it away if they want to, right? But the thing is, if they did that, I can tell you right now, that's going to be the most pettiest shit that everyone will see. And I guarantee you, a lot of people will be frothing from the mouth, like this whole Tom Holland news shit, and they will go nuts at Disney. Disney specifically, not Marvel, Disney, because you know who's pulling the strings. And again, after D23, you see all the content they've got for their live stream service, and everyone's like 50-50, doesn't sound like a bad deal. Bullshit. look how much money they get. And this is the problem. This Disney Plus thing comes at the end of this year. Imagine how much money they're going to make. Right there. They're going to make a shit ton of money. And I'm thinking about subscribing to it because of how good.
If I was Marvel, I wouldn't trust nobody else with one of my properties other than Insomniac, man. Because look what they did with Spider-Man. I couldn't trust. If I had somebody else make
there's no reason for them to be bitter. There's no reason for them to be petty. You know, you got to do what's best for that character. And right now, Insomniac showed you that they can sell your game. They can sell your character. And no, I know you're going to be a little bitter. And I know they're going to be a little salty because the person is doing good with Spider-Man. Award-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And as well, award-winning Spider-Man video game and the fastest selling and highest selling superhero game is Sony. Sony now brought you a lot of fucking praise, bro, for your character that you now own. So, look, I said it before. Sony deserves so much credit, bro. People cannot write them off as a bad guy after you look at what they've done for Spider-Man. Games and movie.
The reason why they do that, Jay, is because of, like, you think about all the previous years, like Fortnite and crossplay and some other shit that's come out from other executives' mouths. Of course, people are going to, if obviously you know this shit and you've heard this stuff, like us, for instance, like people that follow the industry or, like, follow gaming news in general, then you're obviously going to get that. I mean, I saw a lot of people say, oh, you know, thank God that, you know, someone's stepping up to Sony. And it's like, what do you mean stepping up to Sony? You think of them like some massive, like, mountain. No, they're not. Far from it.
Bro, you know, I just think a lot of haters want Sony to fail. And that's where we're going to leave it there. We're going to leave it there. We have to move on, guys. We don't got a lot of time. Adam, take it away. The top selling game on Amazon bestseller is number 4, Yakuza Remastered Collection. For $60, you get 3 Yakuza games from Sega. And
again, I'm late here. Did you just talk about Spider-Man for this long?
Yeah, we talked about Spider-Man and Insomniac, and we're just now getting to the third topic.
Oh my god, alright, yeah,
okay, so Yakuza, number 4, highest top-selling Amazon game. What's your thoughts? PlayStation, look, obviously PlayStation hasn't lost a beat, Sam, right? They haven't lost a beat after all this drama. People are still buying whatever's on PlayStation. The red controller is, from what I see, the highest selling controller, and a PlayStation $10 network card is the highest selling network card. So Sony has 3 categories locked down on Amazon right now. The weekend after D23, the weekend after Gamescom, they're still selling the most shit. You know,
what y'all think about Gamescom?
I think it was awesome. I think Sony had a huge presence there. If you look at the show floor, it was a lot of blue.
Dude, they could have just done a state of play, man.
They could have done a state of play. You fucking right, bro. I don't know why they're waiting till like November. Is it November what we're talking about? November 1st? They're saying they're gonna come back. Spider-Man is number 26 on the Amazon bestsellers, by the way, Adam, at $29.90. You say what?
Man, you know what? That keeps killing me. How so?
Oh, Eddie asked what was your thoughts on Gamescom?
Oh, Gamescom. Like, yeah, I mean, the past few years, based on people not being there, this is what I'm looking at it from, like for instance, Americans, you know, Brits, or whatever. If you can't make it to Gamescom in this sense, right? This one was way better than previous years. Because again, a lot of companies have stepped away from Gamescom. Obviously, you've always got the inside Xbox, right? And let's be honest, nothing ever happens there. It's just fucking stupid. All you get, right, is some idiot dickhead called Aaron Greenberg.
Illegal? That's
illegal.
illegal.
I mean, listen, I will get back to this, Jay, because I want you to show that clip to freaking people on the stream of Aaron Greenberg trying to X and the crowd's going box, and it just looked so bad and cringy, and to the point where I look at it and the first thing that came to my head was just like Nazis. I was just like, oh, this just doesn't. It just doesn't look good. It does not look good, Big Money. You watch this clip, you're like, oh my god, this looks like a cult. I'm like, oh my god. I'm just like, yeah, and then next thing you know, Greenberg freaking slices his head up to make a bloody, what is it, Battletoads logo on his head, Yeah.
Oh my god, that Battletoads looked so terrible. That game looked terrible. Oh my god.
Apart from it's on Xbox, which we will never talk about, because listen, they really didn't do fuck all. You know, Jeff Keighley's thing was actually really interesting. Like, it wasn't obviously a blown away sort of aspect, because again, we're ending the generation. But from some of the small games were pretty cool. Death Stranding was, I liked it. I mean, it's Kojima, so, you know, he's not going to let anything go until, was it TGS?
Yeah, but I watched that trailer about the baby and how it has to be hooked up, you know, after stress levels get high. And it connects to the womb of the mother from the other side. I'm starting to understand.
Hey, you know it's fucked up. We got stressed out babies in videos.
I know, right? They're stressed out by the power of the dreams. Yeah, power of dreams.
Yeah, bro, it's a good game though, isn't it? I mean, I see a lot of people on Twitter after that game, that little bit of game. I don't look at it as gameplay per se, because I feel like it was just an introduction to say, hey, Jeff Keighley's in the game, and it's like, if Jeff Keighley wasn't the guy that's hosting, I guarantee you, he would have just shown the 2 character trailers, and he wouldn't have shown any of that. I think he just did that for Jeff Keighley. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Your friends, awesome, whatever. But I feel like as well as a little bit of a troll from Kojima, because a lot of people say it's a package delivering simulator, and he's added pissing simulator, rocking the bed baby simulator.
Well, I mean, the thing is, bad publicity is still good publicity.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like, I get it. That's not bad publicity. That's just him just messing with the fans. But again, like, apparently the briefing trailer they showed.
I didn't get any donations today, right? I didn't get to read anything. Okay.
New games there that y'all like? That y'all seen? I seen one good game.
Not really. I got what's that game, Adam?
Okay.
With the little ninja. Hold on, Adam. Ghost Runner. Ghost Runner looked awesome. I like Ghost Runner.
Yeah, I like that.
Distinguished.
There it is, right there. Ghost Runner. I'm hoping it's 60 frames because it's fucking fast as shit.
It was some of the ex guys that made Halo who were making this game. Distinguished or something.
Yeah. So it's gonna be PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It's obviously skipping that.
Even though Jay didn't like the look, he didn't like the look of this game. I know a lot of people say it's like a PS3 game, but that Predator game looks pretty dope as well.
The what game?
Product game.
Hey, you know what? I'm not.
No.
I did like
illegal.
The Avengers when they showed the Avengers. I'm glad they showed the Avengers, and they was able to play it on the show floor.
Wait up, they played it on the show floor?
Yeah.
Playable on the show floor.
I didn't know that.
I was really surprised off of that.
I was.
So a lot of people like playing that game. So
yeah, that's dope.
I liked that, and Final Fantasy VII was playable on the floor. I liked that too.
Yeah, look, I'm telling you, bro. PlayStation really dominated because a lot of those booths were only PlayStation consoles you could play the games on, even if they were multiplat. Yeah. So Sony dominated.
You got to look at it from this perspective as well. Best VR game went to Iron Man. Concrete Genie won a few awards, and I think Dreams won one award. I think it was, or a few awards.
I didn't even see the Iron Man.
PlayStation got a lot of awards from Gamescom.
Yeah, Dreams, the power of that amazing game.
Oh my god!
Hey, you shut up, man. Yeah, cut that shit out. Dreams, I believe, walked away with 5. Good job. I saw 4 on the board, but it got best of Gamescom, so that's 5 awards for Dreams.
We had about 40 people. You started talking about Dreams, it went right down to 15.
You shut up. No, but I'm saying, I mean, a game that most people don't know about. It's in an early access for $30. We still don't have a release date. We don't even have a release window at this point, and yeah, I think it's pretty dope, man, that a guy walked away with 5 awards, if I'm correct. 5 awards.
Concrete Genie gonna come for you.
How many Concrete Genie get? Like 2, 3?
Yeah, 2. I think.
We got 2. Okay, yeah. It got a lot of nominations though.
Playable too? Was that playable on the show?
Yes, it was. Yes. Medieval and Concrete Genie had small, like the pillars. It was like a square. Like each section had a screen for that one game. So it was like 2 pillars. One pillar was all about Medieval. The other pillar was all about Concrete. They had a very nice layout to the floor. I normally don't pay attention to that shit, but this show floor was really nice. It was like it had the posters, so you know which area you were already in. I mean, it was very, very nice, man. Gamescom, I got to give you credit, man. Adam said this. Gamescom is way better than E3, bro. And it's going to get way bigger.
It was.
You know?
Again, what I said was Gamescom generates more than what E3 does. It had hundreds of thousands, right? Whereas Thingy only generates tens of thousands.
Hey, but you know what the crazy thing that be about that, Adam, is that every time E3 or Gamescom come around, well, this last E3 and this last Gamescom, Sony make a big impact without even being at these places. That's the shit that blows my mind, man. I'm like, how can they make such an impact without even being there? Like, it's crazy.
I understand the stigma of keeping E3 around. I understand it, but it comes down to the ESA fixing these problems for E3. Because again, E3 was originally a trade show, right, where these games or these consoles came to this show and they tried to sell these things to those people, right? Now it's all done online, right? It's all digital, it's all done online. So now you've got to do the thing of, oh shit, what do we do for E3 now? It's more in the sense of creating bars for games and so on and so forth. But then again, you see Nintendo do it, you've seen PlayStation do it now, and sometimes Xbox might have a good, a one-off show in the year of Inside Xbox. But you can easily drop a here's my price of it. Death Stranding, when they got the release trailer, right? That dropped before E3, created so much freaking buzz, it just didn't really give a shit about E3. And when it comes to Last of Us, whenever that happens, which I've already stated that this will probably be at the end of this year, where it will be a the Game Awards?
The Game Awards.
Right at the end of the year. That trailer alone, if they drop a trailer and then they drop, or maybe a gameplay, then the release date.
Are you talking about The Last of Us, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, just in retrospect.
Yeah.
PlayStation will drop that trailer with the release date. That will blow a lot of the media. Again, like it will.
Yeah, I wanted to talk more about the symbols. Okay.
No, Jay.
No. So no, motherfucker, we gonna do this. This is my fucking show. So like I said, we did see like their focus is put in symbols. I missed a year, but I think this was the first year I could get, and this was The Last of Us Remastered.
Zodiac detective over here.
Shut up. Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, a Ratchet and Clank, and Bloodborne. That was an old one, right? At the end of last year, and I don't think it was Gamescom, it was another European event, and they had this amazing, this picture right here you're looking at. It had Spider-Man, it had Ellie, it had the main character for Ghost of Tsushima, which I don't know his name yet, and then you had Deacon as the square. And I like this, and I wish that Sony would make promotions, commercials with this. Have your stars out and have your symbols out. It looks amazing. Whoever thought of this for the marketing team, I really like it. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be making a big deal about it, but it really looks awesome, man. Really.
Again, I thought the character was the wrong way. It's the character for Ghost of Tsushima is Tetsuji.
Tetsuji. Okay, we're gonna call him Test because I don't feel like saying that. Now, what was this event right here? The one in the beginning of the year that was secret. This one right here. What was that secret one? The PlayStation something. It was an event. It wasn't televised, and we got this.
Destination PlayStation.
Yeah, Destination PlayStation. This is the only one where they showed the symbols and it had Death Stranding in the promotion. This is the only one I've ever saw where Death Stranding was also included in the promotions.
I don't know who JayTechTV is, but can you how about you trade for my show?
Say Adam.
What? What did he say?
Okay.
No, it's alright, Kira.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's the only one where Death Stranding was, and like I said, somebody on the show floor from the PlayStation community on Twitter, they got a ground view of it, a video, and yeah, the last square is Ellie, so that's obviously No Man's Sky is doing good for PlayStation, it's a third party. Then you have Ghost of Tsushima, which I highly doubt we're going to get any information. If they don't have a PlayStation experience, I don't expect to hear from Ghost of Tsushima this year. I'm sorry. It's too crowded. It's already too
I
crowded.
mean, what are they gonna? They should just say that for next year. Why do you even get to hear about it this year?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why have that in the promotion if it wasn't even gonna be talked about at Gamescom, let alone this year? That's why I was so confused about this.
That's their final set of games. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I see. I see. This is what I don't understand, Adam. Instead of having the main character for No Man's Sky as Triangle, why didn't you have the main character for Medieval or the main character for Concrete Genie? Like, I like No Man's Sky. I played it for like 3 hours straight trying to figure out what to fucking do yesterday. But I don't think a multi-plat game should have been Triangle compared to the other smaller games that I still think is going to have a hard time selling. Whether they're $30 or not, Medieval and Concrete Genie, no matter how good they are, a lot of other gamers aren't going to buy that compared to a Call of Duty or Borderlands or something like that. So, I don't know. I know going forward, we're going to see this.
Like that star shit. It sounds like that thing what you did with the stars.
No. My thing is that when they do this type of thing, I hope they put more games that are actually coming out. Don't use characters that are not going to be talked about. It's irritating.
I talked about this a few times, man. Advertisement within advertisement which a lot of people go into within like if you talk about games or video games, there are different sort of aspects of advertisement, different overlays now, of what they want to put on the show floor. And sometimes it might be like that, where they'll show off like a game where you're like, why do you not do, what's it called again, No Man's Skies and do Medieval, like you said, or Concrete Genie. And it's like, well, we didn't think about that. Or in a sense of maybe there's something to do with, again, we all know that No Man's Skies, where they came out with PlayStation, didn't they? For like years upon years. Like, we're with them, they've been funding us, so on and so forth, and it's like, awesome. Remember, like, Sony backed them up. When their offices were flooded, by the way, Sony gave them money to build back up, make them finish the game. Like, Sony funded them in some senses. So, again, it seems right for Sony to be like, yo, listen, we wanna promote you in your new DLCs. That's fine with me. Again, I'm showing you on your screen right now, bro. You've got Part 2, Days Gone, Death Stranding, Ghost Tsushima. All good.
Concrete Genie.
Yeah, Concrete Genie.
Yeah.
Medieval.
They got games, bro. In no type of way are they barren. Also, you have promotional rights for Monster Hunter, Iceborne, as well as Call of Duty. That's another topic we should talk about. How the presence of PlayStation is so powerful. Yeah, motherfucker, you late. But yeah, man,
The alpha's still up until tomorrow.
It's up, but he can't download it no more. They don't have it on the store anymore.
Yeah, I can't.
He can't find. Yeah, he can't find it. We tried to look before the podcast. He can't find it.
That's insane, man.
I mean, if I could send you a link, I would do it. But I mean, the best.
It wouldn't work. I tried it already. I think that's the first time I've seen something like that, though.
I see what you're writing.
What happened?
I see what you're writing, bro.
It's just a UK hate going around.
I don't know who this guy is. I don't care.
He's from the UK, so he doesn't like me. I don't know what it is.
Wait. Something's going on in the chat?
Nah, nothing's going on. It's just a little freaking idiot. Do you want? Yeah, carry on, Jay. Keep on carrying on.
Okay. So our next topic. And I want to thank everybody for viewing every Sunday, by the way. I know we don't thank you guys a lot. I know we got like 2 people to donate $2. And even though it's $2 and our economy is pretty much fucked because of stupid ass Donald Trump, I do want to thank you guys for giving anything you give. So, it could be 1 cent that I could, give to Adam for his payment. Even if it's 1 cent, even if it's 1 penny.
The show at this point, because it seems like J67 really wants to hear him.
Who?
Adam, go on.
Talk.
You got 30 minutes left. Keep talking. Friend a favor.
Yeah, I know this guy. I honestly, I'm here.
Man, what is he saying?
Again, I'm just gonna put it out there. Jason, the reason why I'm here, right, is most of these podcasts that come around, they talk about games and that's it. I'm here. I throw in aspects of market, and I throw in the aspect of something that might not be related to gaming, but is connected to what these games do, what they revolve around. You may like it, or you may do like it. Whether you do or not, I don't give a shit. I'm here for
Oh,
that.
it's a dude in the chat saying he don't like what Adam's
I don't
talking
know.
about.
Like I said, I just flicked over to Thingy's thing, so
I
whatever.
never heard that where somebody said they want to listen to JayTech. That's the first. No offense, JayTech.
That's a first, yeah, it is.
They want to listen to me?
We actually want to listen to your voice.
No. I got the panel, so I don't have to like. No. You know, I'm gonna be honest, man. Let me be honest for a second. I used to lose my voice every time we had a main event, bro. It was not because of screaming of hype, but because I talk so much. So it's good to actually rest my voice sometimes and just let Adam talk.
I just hope whoever said that is a woman. I hope whoever said that is a woman. I really hope.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. We got 8,000 more topics we're gonna cover. Not really a lot. Let me see. We covered Sony buys Insomniac. Dreams wins 2 Gamescom awards, which actually ended up being 5. Concrete Genie won Best Family Game. I don't know if we talked about that. That's a pretty big deal because normally Nintendo.
Dev kit. Did we get on the dev kit?
No, we didn't talk about dev kit. Okay. Start talking about dev kit. I got an image on Twitter where we can talk about it. Oh, by the way, guys, I wanted to talk about the power of dreams.
Oh shit.
No. This is a cool thing. Somebody made Luigi from Luigi Mansion. Hold on. They made Luigi from Luigi Mansion and all the animations, including the flashlight and the vacuum cleaner. I just wanted to add that in there. These guys are getting really skilled.
Hey, man, you gonna turn that into a meme, boy? I swear to God.
The power of dreams. Yes, I've already turned it into a catchphrase. Yes.
Yeah, I blame me and Son of Sam because we created.
But I wanted to show this off real quick. This kill on Call of Duty. Let me show this off because this is the one where I shot somebody in the head and then I shot him in the nuts.
They really did it.
Shot him in the head, then you shot him in the nuts.
No, I shot one guy in the head, and then his other friend I shot him in the nuts. It was 2 games. So this was just one round, and then I did another round.
Are you on the back of the map, you dirty motherfucker?
I had a rifle. What do you expect me to be in the front of the map? I mean, come on. I'm looking at my foot.
I'll be taking top flat.
But look. That was yellow right there. You already know that. Look at you.
There you go.
Hey, okay, wait a minute. Let me ask y'all this, because do y'all know the answer to this? What's the best-selling Call of Duty game? Is it still the original Modern Warfare? Is that the best-selling?
Okay, look at that. Look at that kill right there. I got one, and then I get another one. Bam.
I thought it was the last one.
Goobity gook.
Black Ops 4 was the best-selling one?
Like I said, I thought they pretty much set a record each time. Like aside from Infinite Warfare, I think every one of their releases like set a new record.
Okay. You gotta figure out what the power of dreams is.
Because now I'm thinking this game that's coming up is gonna be the best-selling Call of Duty ever.
It was.
People out there, there's a lot of people out there that didn't fuck with Call of Duty anymore. Everybody is saying they buying this Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was. Well, by the way, it was Black Ops, but then Modern Warfare. It was Modern Warfare 3 basically.
Okay, let's talk about this development kit. It is a development kit, people. They always look 100% different from the final game system, so don't think that that's what a damn PS5 gonna look like. It's not. It is not gonna look like this. Okay, it's made to develop games.
You're gonna have to have vents and more than.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna have a lot of vents.
PS5.
Huh?
I'm glad that they're gonna call it the PS5.
Yeah, me too. I don't want them to get confused and call it some weird shit like Scorpio or Scarlet.
That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, that probably would. It probably would.
Again, this console is gonna have to have a lot because again, like the standard PS4, like it's weird when I play COD or when I play Destiny 2, it sounds like it's gonna take off, and I don't like that.
Man, look how many vents are on that fucking thing, man. You know how.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember what's the specs for that, Adam, as far as the gigahertz and the teraflops.
It's like 12 teraflops.
Again, it's only like brief things. Like we again, like I've spoken this about before. We will not get any information for PS5 until February. February, sometime in February. That's when we'll get like solid sort of specs.
Yeah, I know.
Solid like PS4 basically. PS4.
So let's go over this. we're gonna go to Tokyo Game Show next month in September, right? Which is like what? It's like what's today's date? The 25th. It's less than 10 days away. Next month is like less than 10 days away. So we're going to Tokyo Game Show. So there's gonna be information dropped there. Anybody saying there's information not gonna be dropped there, shut up. Okay, I'm expecting to see some information on Grand Blue Fantasy, the RPG. Yes. I've been waiting to see that. Yes. There's a lot of RPGs we can get some looks at. The new Tales game that's using that new engine. I want to see from that. We might see more from the Dark Souls developer and Game of Thrones developer game. There's a lot of shit at Tokyo Game Show we can see.
What about Blue Point, man? I heard Blue Point come out and show us what the fuck.
Yes, they're not a Japanese developer, are they?
No.
What are they?
Who is Japanese developers at that? I didn't know that's all they did was Japanese developers.
Well, they're not gonna do everything Japanese, but I don't even know if they're gonna make shit for PS4 right now. They might be making a game for PS5.
Well, maybe that might come out at PSX. Maybe
that's what I was thinking.
They're an independent American company based in Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they were Japanese.
They did the remake. They did a remake for Shadow Colossus.
Yes, and that game is awesome.
They can buy them. They should. And just
they should. They definitely.
Yeah, now I wouldn't mind if they pick them up.
Yep.
I think they gonna pick them or Remedy up. It's gonna be one of the two. Sony gonna pick up another studio.
I think Sony got enough money to pick up two, a small one and another major one.
Wait, with the recent,
I can see that.
Yeah, with the recent acquisition with Insomniac, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony wanted to do it. They could if they bought Bluepoint or they don't have
Oh
to,
fuck! Don't say it. I know what you're saying. I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, Resistance.
Damn. That will be dope. If you get Bluepoint and Insomniac and you get the Resistance games back, that would be amazing, man. Oh, I would love that. I would. Maybe they're already working on that shit.
Resistance 3, hey man, Resistance 3 was really good, man.
Yeah, it was a beautiful game, bro. I love that game.
Yeah, that was a good game. It go well, but it was a good fucking game.
Series deserve better.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the way that... I don't know if it probably was Call of Duty that killed it, but the multiplayer was dead within 2 weeks. Yeah, man. And no, it's not that. It's just the people that did buy it, nobody was online, bro. The lobbies were empty. Yeah, it was sad, bro. No, we had so many games last year that did not deserve the bad sales it got. You know, I don't think I saw like a lot of people shitting on the games.
We had a lot of multiplayer games that would have thrived this generation.
Oh yes, the SOCOM 4 would have done so good over here. Mag would have done good. I mean, man, Warhawk, all of that shit.
You know what, Jay? Y'all know what, man? That's what I'm thinking. What's hurting the industry is multiplayer games, man. Because it seems like back in the day, man, when you did a campaign in a multiplayer game, they spent, if you took 5 years of somebody working on a game, they spent 4 years on a campaign, a year on the multiplayer. Now, it's like they spend 4 years on the multiplayer and they spend a year on a campaign. It's like every year we get these real short-ass fucking campaigns. 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, but they put everything into multiplayer now, and I think that's killing the game industry. It's way too much multiplayer, man.
Again,
a lot of these games end up failing, which is what annoys me about what you're saying, man. So you're better off doing a proper campaign.
But we say that.
That's what I'm saying.
There's only room for a couple big-time multiplayer games. Everybody's just keeps trying their luck time after time. It annoys the shit out of me.
Exactly.
We spoke about this numerous times, Sam, with, what was it, Cliff Brzezinski, right? He went from Lawbreakers to that Radical Heights game. He was chasing trends, and that fucked him.
Exactly.
That's what he is now. He's doing Broadway plays and shit or whatever.
No, that's what I mean. You went from, Lawbreakers was to do with, Overwatch, and then Radical Heights was to do with Fortnite. It didn't work. You're too late. No?
Yeah.
I mean, again,
he was on an arrogant streak anyway. He thought his shit didn't stink. I mean, I like that he got humbled like that.
I mean, the thing is, again, Days Gone, right? We talked about this, right? That game could have been cut to half right? And it would have been a better story if they did that. You know, again, there are games that are a little bit too long. Short games are not necessarily a bad thing.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But
Yeah.
like, I can agree with big money on the aspects of, you know, multiplayer. You know, when Sony were, you know, encouraging single player, and Xbox were encouraging multiplayer, it killed them. You know, Xbox specifically. I was like, okay, fuck, all right. Sony will just do their, you know, their single player thing. Next thing you know, they're selling games like
Exactly.
Horizon. And again, these are companies that we didn't think were capable of telling stories in that manner, especially Guerrilla Games and Santa Monica. Because again, Santa Monica based their character around hate and rage and all that shit like that. A one-dimension character, right? And then, whereas, you know, Guerrilla Games was about, well, a depiction of, let's be honest, it was Nazis versus Americans, and it was like in a futuristic standard. And even though stories hit and miss at some points, you know, eventually they did this game, and it was really good. I can't wait for Horizon Zero Dawn 2, because they've learned a lot from that first game. A lot. So, yeah, it's really good.
And that's what, and that's why I'm so glad gamers made that statement by buying PS4s, because PS4 and Sony, they understood the gamer. They didn't rule out campaign. Because I guess this is the age of the multiplayer, but it's really not. People still are in love with campaigns, but like you said, man, these studios start following a trend. Everything is multiplayer. Because when you have Call of Duty, when Call of Duty came out, this last Call of Duty came out, and it wasn't nothing but multiplayer, I was like, oh, it's over. That's dead. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I didn't
Call
mind
of Duty without a campaign, it's stupid.
Yeah. I didn't mind Black Ops 4, but again, with every COD game, it's those first 3 to 4 months, and then you start to just lose it. Like, you start to lose interest. And yeah, I agree though. Like, I mean, you know, thinking about
that, man.
You know, it's kind of like Gears 5. They show a lot of multiplayer, but the thing is, funny enough, people do care more about the single player of Gears than the multiplayer, and it's clear.
That's where we come from. Majority of gamers are older gamers. Even young gamers, it's more of the younger people that like the multiplayer stuff, but majority of gamers are the older gamers. I'm talking about the guys that's like 22 and up. And we want a story in the game. We just don't want to run around. I want to play a story, man. That's what I grew up on. We grew up on campaigns, and you want to tell a story. That's the whole thing. You want to get into the experience of playing this game. You want to know the world. You want to know the lore. But now they just give you a fucking game and say, go shoot 10 other guys, and it ain't no story. That's not fun to me, man. It's all about imagination. It's like when you buy a toy, when you was little, and when I was little, I was in love with Star Wars, man. I made up my own story when I got my Luke Skywalker, when I got my Darth Vader. Can you imagine me just getting my Luke Skywalker, my Darth Vader? I'm like, fuck it. Let me get 10 stormtroopers and then get 10 rebels, and y'all just fight. No, I want to make up a story. I want something where it can broaden my mind and I can imagine what can happen. And that's what I think with campaigns, man. And I think that Sony did that so fucking well. They kept on their studio saying, hey, look, fuck that multiplayer shit. We want single player games. That's what our fans like, and that's what people bought. And it shows in the way they selling consoles. We're at 100 million consoles, man. That is just insane. Fucking insane, man. Insane.
Yeah, so since you were wrong last time, this question's not for you. This is for everybody else. When do you think Sony's getting to 104? Now remember, we haven't reached September yet, and we get information a fucking month after it actually happens. So when do you think we're gonna get the announcement, not when it's gonna actually happen?
I don't think they're gonna reach 104 before the year's out.
Okay. Do you wanna bet?
No.
You don't wanna bet? Okay.
I'll bet you. I'll bet
Damn it, man! I want to pay for my garage.
I think they gonna get there before November 1st. I think before November 1st. Before November 1st.
I'm gonna say the first week of December.
The first week of December?
I'm not gonna reach no 104 before December. Hell no.
If they already at 1 million, if they were already at 1 million shipped, what's stopping them? Big money. That's what I'm saying. They were at 1 million shipped by July 28th.
I can see it.
July 28th. Look at your foot.
No, so I'm gonna say the first week of December, mate, because thing comes out November 8th. Death Stranding. Give it a month.
You getting that price cut or what? That's what I'm just.
Hell yeah.
We're
Definitely getting that
That's what
price
I'm
cut.
thinking for the price cut. I think they might do a
You got
price
that tariff
cut.
thing, haven't you? After Black Friday or something, like, after that, like, you got the tariff raise. So, like, if they drop the price,
Yeah.
right, obviously it will increase that. If they drop the price, then obviously
Yeah, they
it will
could
increase the tariff.
make it.
That'll
There.
be
God
good.
damn, Sony. Man, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm just still, man. I'm still kind of. It's still hitting me that they selling these many consoles, man. I cannot believe how good this fucking system is selling, man. This shit is crazy. Like Sony is just a fucking juggernaut right now, man. God damn.
The thing is, bro, we got to go back and talk about the power
Oh shit.
of exclusives. Let's talk about the power of exclusives.
Okay, yeah.
We got games
Power
like
exclusive.
Spider-Man. Look at that. Spider-Man is still number 26. Look, the game's been out almost a whole year now. And it's about to be September. It's about to be its fucking first birthday. This game is sold very well and is still selling PS4s. If we're looking at the top 50, the top 50, the PS4 is in the top 50. It's sitting at number 48 for the PS4 Slim, which is $286. So you got a
controllers.
huh?
I got two Xbox controllers.
Yeah. No. I mean, if you scroll up and down, you see probably more Xbox controllers than any games.
Yeah.
Like there's not like a single Xbox game, even a multiplat. You're looking up and down, right? So the only multiplats you see for Xbox is Madden at number 38. That's it. Everything else is a digital code or whatever. That's it.
That's terrible.
So Madden is the only game, even as a multiplat, that made it to the top 50 for Xbox. Everything else is controllers and cards.
I mean, some of these games in this category are really fucking strange. I just saw Need for Speed Most Wanted, which was out last generation. That's
Where you see that at?
And you know what? I do have to say that.
Oh, it's $4. That's why. It's $4.99 for PC. That's probably why. Yeah, a lot of these games are marked down. That's why they're up there. Like Star Wars Battlefront is $4.49. So.
Nintendo got some good games coming out these next couple of months.
Oh yeah, I know it's gonna be hard for PlayStation to easily get to 104 with Nintendo, but you gotta remember Call of Duty, Death Stranding, Concrete Genie, Medieval. They have a library. So they're going to get to it. They're going to pass the PS1 by the end of this year. Whether it's December or whether it's sometime in November. They're going to do it before January.
What was the? I mean, let me have a look at this shit. It won't be units sold. It will be overall sales, won't it?
Yeah, but remember, we got the shipment was from July, the end of July. It's the end of August now. You see what I'm saying? No. Sorry.
Are y'all getting Control? Is anybody getting that game Control?
Sam said he wanted to get it. It's $50 on
96.8.
It's $50 on Amazon. Sam.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get that game.
But I think I'm gonna skip on it. I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna want to hear more about it. But I did hear that
You gonna wait for some reviews?
Yeah, I don't normally do that. I mean, it looks like a solid game, but I want to wait a little while. It looks like a real solid game, by the way. I'm not like dissing the game, but I already got the shit that I want to buy. Like Call of Duty, I gotta get my money for that, and then I gotta get the money for Final Fantasy, which I ain't got really worry about until like January. But other than that, yeah. I mean, Call of Duty is the only other game I really have to buy. I already got Concrete Genie and Death Stranding, and I'm going to put money towards both of them to get the digital deluxe just for the fuck of it.
And you know what? It's been so long since I heard somebody say I really have to buy Call of Duty this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, I don't buy Call of Duties, but the feel of the game is amazing.
I don't even buy that shit, but this one, I'm getting.
Oh man, look at this. This is what I don't understand. God of War is number 75, but it's $27 to buy that game. Award-winning game, and it's number 75, bro. That's what I'm saying. It still made it to the top 100. And a PS4 Pro has been cited at number 78, selling for $363, which is obviously...
I'm surprised Grand Theft Auto 5 is not in the top 10 anymore. God damn it, that damn game.
Is it somewhere? Where is it? Is it somewhere, though? It's not anywhere?
Yeah, go up a little bit.
I already want to... Oh, it's for Xbox. Number 76, right beside God of War. Wow.
Fucking game.
They selling it for $17. Yeah, man.
About fucking time, man, because that fucking game, god damn, man.
It's the best
selling game all time now, right?
Yep.
Ain't it the best
Now listen to this. Listen to this, guys. This is where it's getting real bad. Look at where Call of Duty for Xbox is placed. It's sitting at number 89. The new Call of Duty. That is low. That is low. Okay, I need some. Write that. Somebody in the comment section. Everybody in the comment section put 89. I'm going back to page 1. I want to see where PlayStation is at.
Probably in top 20. It's probably in the top 20.
No.
The big thing about
It's in the top 30s. It's number 38. So 38 versus 89. That is not a good drop off. That is a horrible drop off. 39 versus 89. That is not good.
He's getting a second win.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, man. That's exactly what I'm saying.
COD is ultimate.
I mean, like, what's the point of even having an Xbox? Multiplats don't do good.
We get the beta first as well.
Yeah. No, we get the alpha and the beta first.
Yeah.
And all promotional rights.
Yeah. I think it's the last one as well.
What, you think it's the last Call of Duty before next gen?
Yeah, no, it's last Call of Duty before next gen. Well, actually, it'll be on both gens. Next year's Call will be on PlayStation 4 and then PlayStation 5, and obviously vice versa with thingy. But it will be the last one that they will be like. There'll be advertisements specifically with PlayStation 4's logo or Xbox logo. It will have its own advertisement. It won't be like PlayStation afterwards or Xbox. It'll be just one advertisement for their own game. Because I think it's like it's a free game deal, which they've already gone and done now. So yeah. Again, they don't need it anyway, because the whole reason for it was the season pass owners got content a week earlier before Xbox did. So no need for that. So yeah. Content's free now, boys, like everyone else is doing.
What do you mean?
And then, well, with most games, like Battlefield's content went free, you know what I mean? And then they just suck you in with microtransactions.
Hey, bro. Somebody, they made, a first person, what seems to be never mind. They made Cyberpunk and Dreams and it looks fucking awesome. God damn it. The power of Dreams is...
So they made a PS1 version of that, didn't they?
Yeah, they made a PS1 version. It's just fucking crazy, bro. Man, they are getting real good at that game. I told Sam about the fucking, the shit, too. Remember I told you about it? About the Luigi and shit that they made?
Super crazy talented, man. Once they actually start collaborating.
That's what I'm saying. Once they team up together and start doing shit. Yeah, that game deserves everything that it gets. Everything that it gets, it
Even if
deserves
you're a
it.
music composer and artist, you can just still mess around with the game. You don't even have to like necessarily
Exactly.
make a
You
game.
don't even have to do anything. You don't gotta do anything.
That game beat out a lot of the games at Gamescom, man, for best original, or was the best game overall. So
Yep.
a lot of anticipated games too, man. Mad respect for that title.
Man, that shit's crazy.
Well, did you notice Gears of War was priced only 50 on there? Was it on there, or did it get off the top 100?
Whoa. What happened?
When I looked on that page you're looking at, Gears is like $49.99 or $50. The newest one.
But are you asking, did it make it to on the top sellers?
No, because he didn't mention it, so I'm guessing it's out of the 100.
No, Gears was never on the top sellers that I know of, but I'm going to the second page right now. Let me go see.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm pretty sure the price is true. But, oh yeah, Gears of War, $50, number 81. Oh shit, good looking.
Yeah, that's not weird at all, right?
Yeah, that's not weird at all. And Days Gone is number 86. That's also not good. Because Days Gone is like a couple spots away.
It's ridiculous.
You see what I'm saying? A couple, yeah.
That's why no one's gonna buy Gears, man.
For them to drop the price below 50, they obviously know that. And if I was an Xbox fan, I would get even more scared that the game ain't gonna do good.
Am I wrong to say that Game Pass, people like go Game Pass, get that game a week early or a couple days early before it comes out physically? Same for digital owners. All that correct?
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
That's fucked up, bro. That is well fucked up. So basically, Game Pass people get it early, but they pay less.
Yeah, that is not. I mean, I'm surprised that the game is even in the top 80. You know, I mean the top 90. Yeah,
ouch.
Because it's 81, and I'm pretty sure it
That
won't.
Game's gonna be, again, that game's gonna be small as shit anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean this is not good. Call of Duty and Gears are in the top 80s, 80 something within 81 and 89. That is bad. Like a multiplat and your exclusive are not selling your system at all. That's not good.
Yo, Jay, is it still topping the number one spot or what? Or you don't know yet?
What are you talking about?
The Gears
Yes.
No, it's number 81. It's number 81. It's nowhere near the top.
It's 100, Jay.
Oh, it's in the top 100, yeah, but it's still 81. It could drop off or it could get a little higher. I mean, Borderlands 3 isn't doing good for Xbox either. Like, it doesn't matter what multiplat it is. It's not going to do good for Xbox.
That is every Game Pass.
Every PlayStation Pro limited collector's edition sold the fuck out. Every PlayStation Pro collector's edition sold.
Yeah, no.
There was none in stock. It sold out in the first minute. Everybody had to fight for God of War.
You physically have to fight?
No, like when I
you got me excited. They're the segue to the story.
That was I remember seeing this.
Man, you know what? I'm just saying that's still incredible, man. That's just, I can't believe how much.
I do have to say one thing. I don't know if any of you guys shop at GameStop, but the guy. Have you ever seen the film Big Short? The guy from the main guy in that film, Michael Burry, invested in GameStop, and the stocks went fucking high after he did that.
For what?
He invested in GameStop.
GameStop's stocks were going down and down and down and down and down, weren't they? Like, everyone's when GameStop is in.
If I was anybody and if I was like an adult and I had a lot of money, you know, like these celebrities that have played games, they do chill out and play games. I remember seeing Cribs. Every one of those guys almost had a game room.
And all of a sudden the stocks have gone fucking high.
I think more people should invest in GameStop and try to see if they can shape and mold it to something better. Right now, I've told you, I went in there and I did a video and I put it on Twitter, and you don't see anything but merchandise. Like, yeah, you got the game walls, but every other inch of the store is nothing but toys and statues and shit like that. And it's like, oh God, man, it's like a Toys R Us in there sometimes, and it's small. That's what's funny about it. It's very, very small. You know, it's not a lot of big GameStops.
You know, the funny thing is, though, you just brought that up, Toys R Us. Somebody actually said that Toys R Us and GameStop should combine together.
I believe so. If you want to survive, yeah, do it.
Because again, Toys R Us does sell games. How about you have, within the Toys R Us store, a GameStop, where, again, it's its own separate thing. That would be pretty cool. Because, again, you're helping each other out instead of being competition.
Yeah, cause they need to do something. My motherfucking GameStop, they selling T-shirts. They selling white tees.
Bro,
God.
oh, white tees? Oh, illegal.
It's like becoming a hot topic in the section of like where mine is. It's weird. They got South Park
Give me a
blushing.
white tee then.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Hey,
Are we still on air?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still on air.
Oh shit.
It's not 4 o'clock yet. What's up, Eddie?
I'm asking Adam. Adam, remember that time we were talking about that E3 should be everywhere?
E3.
E3 should be everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like,
Oh no, yeah, me and Horror were talking about this. Like, basically, in the sense of, do we think E3 should try and broaden its horizons, where it's not just in LA, it's in like New York City, it's in. I mean, it sticks to America, but
like the Super Bowl, and it be every year it's in a different city. Oh, that'd be slick. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be something nice. I would love to go to something like that.
Again,
because you know
travel around.
that you can take your kids to like 1 year. If they come to your city, you can take your kids there.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I like that idea, Eddie. Yeah, it shouldn't just go to California. It should go to different places. Yeah, I like that.
Cause look, like I'm just saying, like, cause who feel like going to California every year?
Every year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it in New York, do it in Chicago.
Yeah, that's a very good. I mean, it is like a event, and yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that's an amazing idea. So yeah, you should definitely do that.
Idea. Yeah.
Florida, Houston, they should do it in Texas. They should do it in every city they got.
Yeah, I mean, look, I hope they do that. That's a fucking awesome idea. I hope they really do it, because it's not gonna keep doing good. Adam already talked about it. I mean, you finding out more shit through leaks, you know, or on the internet first before you go to the fucking event. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, you're just going there to go around show floor and play games. But it should definitely be in more cities than just one place. I mean,
we want this shit to survive.
Yeah, you want it to survive. I mean, look, wrestling did good doing that. Traveling instead of just being in the South. You know, it started to go to different states and wrestle, and that's what got the awareness out there. You know, you want E3 to survive. You want people to still give a fuck about it. Yeah, you got to do that. It's really sad because all these other events are gonna do better than E3, because E3 was so weak this year. E3 was very weak. I don't know how Paris Games Week is gonna do.
They just need to test drive it.
Yeah, I think Paris Games Week is not gonna be good if people don't go.
Like the first 5 years, you take it to New York, take it to the big cities, New York, LA, Chicago, Dallas. You take it and see how they do, and if they do well, then you expand it to the whole country. That's a great idea, man.
That's more money in their pockets if they do that. That's more money.
Yeah, and then if they do it like that, if the public is paying to get in, these companies like Sony and Microsoft, they wouldn't have to spend so much money to set up these places. But see, I think the thing is they got to set up the venue. The thing is, like, is it gonna be a big enough venue for them to put the place at? Because they need a venue. Stadium or something like that to put that in, because that's really big. E3 is really big.
I mean, I don't know how much Microsoft spent this year, because again, they rented out a whole plaza, but the thing is, part of the plaza was their own property, which, you know, Microsoft theater place. So like they spent less money than what they would do when it comes to going to E3. That's the main thing. Like, you know, like, you don't want to be spending like millions and millions of dollars on this shit. You want to be, you want to be spending those tens of millions on like companies, you know what I mean, games, instead of spending it on a few days at E3. It's just ridiculous, man. Fuck that.
It's kind of like Disney World in a way.
Yeah. Did anybody know this new narrative was going around now? I'm sure y'all all paying attention to this new narrative these dudes is doing. Like, exclusives don't matter. All PlayStation.
Oh, that's old. Yeah, I saw that. Wait. What's the last one? The last thing you said?
All PlayStation games should be on all multi-platforms.
Yeah, that's old. That's just the PC community, the salty. That's all that is. Yeah, I got in a fight with them with that narrative. That narrative is old. J Love. I did debates for 2 years with the PC community. They've been spreading this shit around for about 3 years now. They're mad that they can't play these games. They want the option to play them, but they won't commit, whether they're talking to me or other people, that they will actually buy the games day one. Which means they're basically.
They love these. Listen, they love these games. They'll buy $1,200 PC.
Exactly, but they won't buy the game.
Yeah, they won't buy the console for $400 to play the game that they really want to play on their PC.
Well, it's like what was it? Mr. J popped something, didn't he, a few weeks ago, Jay, about Borderlands, didn't it? They say that they would pirate it or some shit. Remember?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That was stupid. I remember seeing that. That was the most stupid shit I saw. Like they said, because it went to Epic Games Store and then another store, but it hasn't gone to Steam, and they got pissed off because of that. And they said, "Listen, we're gonna support it, but we're gonna pirate it." And it's like, well, you're not supporting it. You're just not supporting it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they want to keep on doing this. Go ahead, but I said this before, Jay. Like, if they pirate, I tell you right now, there's one company that will literally do a hard stop to like a community that does that. It would probably be Gearbox, where they would, if they saw this shit, the numbers and what they're getting on console compared to PC, and they see that people are pirating their games, they will most likely cut the whole aspect of PC out of their whole category. They're like, fuck it. If you're doing that, you don't have it at all. And again, Randy Pitchford is that sort of person. He will literally do that. He don't care.
Yeah, but since Xbox is doing it now the Xbox dudes, these fanboys want PlayStation to do it because I was listening to Dealer's podcast for a minute. He was like, "Yo, Spider-Man." So he was like, "Yeah, Spider-Man sold 13 something million, but you know what? It would sell even more if it was an Xbox or PC." I was like, "What the
no."
fuck, yo?
No, but you want to know why? Because they tried it already. Every Spider-Man besides this one was multiplat, and it didn't sell well.
It's ifs and buts, especially with that.
Yeah.
We don't know. Look, didn't they just do the same? They did the same thing. Okay, Crash. What is it? Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy sold 3 million on PS4 alone, right? So when Crash Team Racing came out, it was on all 3 consoles. It was on PS4, Switch, and Xbox. It didn't sell 3 million. Remember, you get what I'm saying, right? A multi-plat version is on three platforms at the same time, and it didn't sell 3 million yet. And the PS4 version of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy was exclusive for a year and sold 3 million within 1 year of exclusivity. So it's like, come on, man. The test has been proven multiple times. It's not going to work. When you make a game on multiplat, sometimes people just don't give a fuck about it anymore. Some games you always care about, like Call of Duty, it's always going to be brought, but it's still going to sell better on one platform compared to others. And that platform, obviously, this time around is PS4.
Yeah, they don't realize.
It's not going to sell good on PC, and it's not going to sell good on Xbox.
No, just have a look here. Just have a look at so Xbox sold 7.6 million units in 2014, which is around the same sort of time. No, actually, no. Give me a sec. Actually, 1 minute.
7.6.
Just to prove their aspect wrong, in a sense, anyway. Alright, so Xbox achieved 10 million units sold in late 2014, but it went on to, so late 2014. And since that Overdrive came out, roughly around, I don't know when that came out, and yet the numbers didn't even reach that high. Yeah, I mean it's a month after, but again, those numbers didn't even reach the millions and millions that PlayStation games do in the first 3 days. So I call bullshit on that. They could have easily sold a lot of copies of their games, but they choose not to because again, people didn't buy those games.
Exactly. So I'm just being honest. We got the same deal with Bloodborne versus Dark Souls 2 or 3. I'm sorry. Dark Souls 2 and 3 was on multiple platforms. Bloodborne was on one. It sold faster on PS4 in that time frame when it first launched the first year. I mean, come on, bro. Let's stop it. Just stop.
Yeah.
You know.
And I want y'all to pay attention to all these PlayStation exclusives. everybody on the panel, pay attention to how these exclusives getting bigger and bigger each generation.
Yeah.
Each time
Look, I even got Concrete
PlayStation-
Genie in the first year selling $1 million. Obviously. I mean, it's a $30 game. It's award winning already. It's obviously going to sell 1 million within the first year. Death Stranding probably doing $1 million within the first couple weeks. Maybe more. Probably more. Way more, probably.
Yeah, Death Stranding, I think, gonna go diamond. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that shit gonna sell bank, bro. What Spider-Man did 3 million in 3 days, right? Both Spider-Man and God of War. But Spider-Man sold a little bit more. Yeah. So, I mean, if Spider-Man and God of War can do 3 million in 3 days on one fucking platform, what do you think Death Stranding gonna do?
But you gotta look at God of War specifically, because again, no one thought that game was gonna sell that quick, and it did. And that wasn't a really overly
I mean, they
popular
released
game.
it on 420, man. That was a perfect day.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a perfect day.
It's just a sense of they again, God of War, to most people's eyes, didn't know what the fuck this game was. Only
So I wanted to talk about two things that I see on Amazon. These are the two things where when you see it, you know it's sold out. First of all, the collector's edition is sold out again. They only have one offer. They're saying that let me see, I'm logged in. Yeah. They're saying that Death Stranding, the special edition, which I was gonna double dip to get the steelbook, it might be sold out. Because it's saying that they got a guaranteed price for that and a guaranteed price for that, but they don't give you an option to buy. But I'm going to click on both and see what go down. What that means is that shit is probably fucking sold out. They say one... Yeah, they got other... See, that when it says other sellers on Amazon, I mean that shit sold out. And I was always wondering, why the fuck haven't we saw Death Stranding on the top 100? It's not because it's not selling good. I think that shit already sold out. And that's not just the collectors and the limited edition. It's also for the standard edition. But we didn't know that. And the reason we didn't know that is because it sold out so long ago. I think when the game first got revealed, got a release date, I think that's when it sold out, around that time. But nobody paid attention because everybody was focusing on how weird it was or how awesome the graphics were. Whichever type, whether you're a hater or a supporter. And I don't think a lot of people talked about the sales. But this game is going to do bank. We're talking about the guy that created Metal Gear Solid is making a game that he wants to make. That's made up of award-winning actors and actresses. This shit is going to be deep.
Plus,
This shit's going to bank.
There's a curiosity factor behind it.
Exactly. But like, I think Adam was the one that said at Tokyo Game Show, we're definitely going to get that trailer where we're going to get an explanation about what the games is really about. Right, Adam?
Because I am befuddled. That game got me befuddled like a mother.
What about Dreams? Dreams doesn't have you befuddled. How about that?
Got me befuddled like a motherfucker.
The power of
I still don't know what to
dreams.
do. Oh, man. Hey, man, my thing about to run out of power, man.
Okay, well, guys, we had a good chat. Everybody, any closing arguments or anybody? Any questions? Eddie, J Love, anybody?
Just pick up.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Any last topics? Anybody want to squeeze anything in there? Adam, you want to talk about crumpets or tea? No. Okay. Okay, that's it. We're done. Okay. Okay, see you guys next weekend. Of course, you already know. I'm gonna be on Twitch more. Whenever I play a fucking game, I'm gonna stream. As simple as that. When I want to play a game, I will stream on Twitch. Of course, we got the Saturday gaming podcast on YouTube. Sunday is the Sunday show, and then during the week there'll be different types of videos. So that's what it is right now.
We need to set up another show during the week, man.
Me and Yella are talking about a nostalgia show where me and Yella, and if you want to be included, it'll be posted on Tuesday. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna be the same type of format, and we're gonna talk about nostalgia shit from the '90s or things that are older.
That'd
You
be
know.
dope. That's dope. That's a dope
So
topic.
yeah, we gotta figure out a name, but that's what I wanna. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and me and Yellow every day we always joking about music or that from the '90s and shit, and it brings back all this nostalgia of when shit was just so fucking awesome. So definitely want to come up with a name, and if you guys are free, my hours and during the week is it's 10 in the morning to like around 1. So that's when I'm free. Other than that, I'm gonna be out the house ready for work. So if you want to be a part of that, let us know. But I think we could go forward as soon as we find a name. We got to find a good name for it. Okay. Well, guys, all we got left is we got a PAX, right? We got PAX West coming up this month, right? That's the last show for August. That's gonna be on the 30th. So that is this week. And not a lot of people made a big deal about it. This is the time of the summer where we have these events one after another. We had Gamescom, then we had Disney's event, the D23, which wraps up today. And then this week coming up, we're going to have PAX West. And then after PAX West is Tokyo Game Show. We're going to have enough events, enough news, heading all the way into October, where you get Concrete Genie and Medieval. So I cannot fucking wait. We got a lot of news to talk about. So hopefully
I got something to y'all.
Oh, okay, Eddie.
I heard that,
Eddie, something's going on with your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I say Kojima had a secret video for Day Stranding on the people that was dead.
So it was called The Briefing. And the special video was called The Briefing. It was in English. And it once people saw the trailer at Gamescom, they have said that everything was clear. They were no longer confused. They understood what the premise of the game was. And they were no longer confused. And they were immediately, if they were skeptical, they were sold on the game. From what I heard, we're going to see that trailer at Tokyo Game Show. And it will be posted in English as well. And I believe that one has even more gameplay. And we're going to understand more about the game. But from what I heard, thank you, Eddie, for adding that. People got to see the secret trailer called The Briefing. It was at Gamescom for Death Stranding. And it showed Sam getting his mission and teaching you what the main aspect of the game actually is. So I can't wait to see that. But what the rumors are saying that it's going to be shown off at Tokyo Game Show. Kojima, he doesn't like to post a lot of shit within a quick amount of time. So that kind of makes a lot of sense. We got Gamescom. The next event he goes to is Tokyo Game Show, where he's already going to be in Japan. So I can't wait. But yeah, thanks for adding that, Eddie. So everybody, we got a couple more events until September where we're going to be in Tokyo Game Show territory. We're already at the end of August. So September is fucking right there. So yeah, we about to get a lot of news, man. We're about to get a lot of news. Okay, see you guys later.